Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. Cowboys Micah Parsons calls out BSNG teammates after rout. By the end of Sunday's Week 2 home opener, the surprising thing about the Cowboys having given up 44 points in a pasting of a loss to the Saints was not so much the 44 points, it was the fact that after racking up 35 in the first half, New Orleans took it easy on the Dallas D in the third and fourth quarters. Virtually nothing went right for Mike Zimmer's gang on the afternoon, but for star edge rusher Micah Parsons, the most disappointing aspect was the effort. Or the lack thereof. Parsons did not point the finger at the new Zimmer defense, which had performed so well to open the season in Cleveland. Instead, he pointed at his Cowboys teammates. "To me, it had nothing to do with the scheme," he said after the game. "I thought Zim called a pretty good game. At the end of the day, that's life. No play is gonna be a perfect call. But at the end of the day, I just believe we got outplayed. I don't think, whoever played on that field, everyone didn't play to 100%. That's just me being accountable and saying the truth. We all got to play better. There are some plays I wish I had back. Schematically, things I wish I was in a different position. But, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, I believe I will still go out there and do 100%, but I just believe, there's a lot of BSNG today." Cowboys defense yielded 432 yards. In all, the Cowboys gave up 432 yards of offense on just 56 plays, a whopping average of 7.7 yards per play. Quarterback Derek Carr threw just 16 passes and completed 11, but still tallied 243 yards through the air. Running back Alvin Kamara was the real wrecking ball for New Orleans, as he scored 3 touchdowns and put up 115 yards on 20 carries. Last week, the Cowboys allowed only 230 yards to the Browns, the 5th best total in the league. They allowed only 3.3 yards per play, and took away 2 interceptions. Parsons had only 3 tackles on the day and said that the Saints gave him a different look, where he was not only being chipped by a tight end, but then getting blocked by a back, too. He compared it to being in a maze. Still, he said, there is no cause for panic from the Cowboys. "We gotta be aggressive, we gotta create penetration," Parsons said. "And do a much better of tackling. I am trying to ride the guys, get everyone to calm down, let's focus in. We're here. This is adversity. We need to hit this wall, we need to get better. Don't shy from it." Micah Parsons, "It is so early." Still, to see the Cowboys' run defense go from allowing 93 yards last week to 190 this week evokes bad memories of the Cowboys' struggles against the run in the 2023 season, when Dallas allowed 170 yards or more 3 times during the season, and allowed 143 yards rushing in the blowout loss against the Packers in the playoffs. The Cowboys have changed up their front 7 a bit, with Motzi Smith now manning the nose tackle spot and a new linebacking crew of Eric Kendricks and DeMarvion Overshown. The results are frustratingly familiar. "Last year is last year," Parsons said. "We are in a new year this year, it's a new room I am with, new guys. We can do so much better. I don't think a lot of guys played 100%, and we didn't do our job to the best of our standard, and our standard wasn't held today. Daks Cowboys promise, we're going to learn from it." The Dallas Cowboys were on the receiving end of a brutal display from Derek Carr and the New Orleans Saints at AT&T Stadium, getting the doors blown off them in a 44-19 loss. With Dallas' longtime wart in stopping the run again rearing its ugly head, with Alvin Kamara running wild for 115 yards and 3 scores from 20 attempts while also catching 2 passes for 65 yards and a touchdown, Mike Zimmer's defense had a dirty day. Offensively, Prescott, 27 of 39, 293 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and company did their best to stick with a slick Saints outfit, but 6 consecutive touchdown drives from New Orleans are tough to replicate. There was a glimmer of hope when Dak hit CeeDee Lamb for a 65-yard touchdown in the second quarter, but the Saints continued on their merry way to deliver a historic beatdown of the Cowboys. "We're gonna learn from it," Prescott said of the loss. "That was a good team. Gotta give them credit. This is the NFL. It's about trusting the process and responding. I know we have the guys to do that. Honestly excited to get back to work and turn this page." With Dak throwing 2 costly interceptions, first one on Jalen Brooks after he slipped at the top of his route, the offense still managed to move the ball rather well, having a 15-play drive and a 16-play drive to open up the game, but unlike the Saints, who scored touchdowns, Dallas settled for field goals. And in truth, that was the story of the game. Jerry's brutal evaluation of Cowboys' loss to Saints. Last season, the Dallas Cowboys went 8-0 at home in the regular season. Whether the game teetered on the side of a decisive domination or a nail-biting finish, the Cowboys could not be trumped at AT&T Stadium. The NFC wild-card embarrassment courtesy of the Green Bay Packers changed that narrative in January. But was that not just another installment of the Cowboys' playoff follies? Apparently not. On Sunday, the New Orleans Saints had the Cowboys on their heels from start to finish in a 44-19 waxing of Dallas in their home opener. An unexpected result heading into the game, the Cowboys simply had no answers for the Saints on both sides of the ball. Owner Jerry Jones reflected on the loss, calling it extraordinarily disappointing. Does that mean wholesale changes in philosophy and personnel? Like, heads will be rolling. No. We will correct this, Jones continued. We will improve. This is early. This is very, very early. We certainly didn't see this coming. Obviously we've got a lot of room for improvement here. Certainly the Cowboys have more time to right their course following this defeat, as 15 games remain on the schedule, with a key matchup forthcoming against the Baltimore Ravens. How can this team improve? Of course, the Cowboys did not play their best game Sunday. Maneuvering through the growing pains of a new defensive system and finding an offensive groove are commonplace struggles around the NFL. But the crux of the issue that makes this result so disappointing stems from the same grievances that this team continuously fails to address. Dak Prescott surely did not have his best game, and this offense has yet to find the gear that made it such a difficult group to handle a year ago. When a defense controls the CeeDee Lamb connection, however, this offense cannot consistently get others involved.